Day 32. I have absolutely no reason to get out of bed right now. I've been up for hours. That's where those pictures came from. Dropped my deuce, made a few cups of coffee. I've just been laying here, man. The place doesn't open until 8. They serve breakfast burritos. I heard a rumor. One of the dudes that works there came up here and hung out with the campers last night. I listened to him talk, interjected from in here, but I was hanging out in here where it's warm, man. Screw being out there. It's not horrible by any means, right? Yeah, it's cold. I'm pretty sure check-in's not till like 11:30 is the average. So, and it's really close. I'm just gonna walk down there when the time is right. But as I said, absolutely no reason to get out of bed. So it looks like the tree has so many less shoes in it, doesn't it? They have to go and be cutting these out, or is it the shoestrings rotting? I don't know. Night, Orange Kitty. You're so unaffectionate. Alright, so I don't know what perspective it is or whatnot, but the first time I came to Neil's Gap, I didn't like it. I thought it could be so much more, but now when I visited, I really enjoyed it here. It was everything I needed, so I guess it's perspective. I don't know what I was expecting the first time. You hear a lot about it, so maybe I had my hopes built up for something more. But no, this time I went there and I was like, this is everything I need. Thank you for being there. I am a fan of Neil Gap. Okay, it is a downhill road, walk right around the corner. We do like 2 turns, but there's a lot of jack wagons doing some speed on this and their little sports cars and stuff. So, got my flag flying. Just trying not to get run over on our day off. Alright, we don't have to road walk. Matt noticed the path to Blood Mountain Cabins. Nice. I almost fell on my ass coming down the path, though, even with my poles out. I haven't fallen down yet, have I? I don't think so. This whole trip. Hold on 1 second. I gotta lower my flag. So we got here and I was like, oh no, man, today's Sunday. They're closed. What do I do? But I see my name on the wall, and we are a wolf. Yeah, following me. What options do we have? Beaver. I want to stay there. The reason why Wolf Cabin is funny to me is that is an alternate name that people at jobs often call me behind my back. They never say it to me, but it's my alternate name for some reason. It's traveled from workplace to workplace. I don't seem very wolfish to me, but evidently to others maybe I appear that way. Okay, so I believe there is Wi-Fi here, right? When I get close to this place, I get signals that are stronger than when they're over at my place, but I have no password, and I've looked through their windows, sitting there cupping my eyes, looking through. There's no Wi-Fi password there, but they are open tomorrow, so hopefully I got no service here whatsoever, so I am not uploading anything, unfortunately. I'll make all the movies and get it all as ready as I can, but, I got no signal, so there's that. That's unfortunate. That's a big part. But tomorrow they'll be in. I'll ask them what the Wi-Fi password is, and I'll just leave my phone on their porch all night, man. We'll get something out. I hope. But if not, Hiawatha's next. Maybe they have better signal. I don't know. We'll get everything charged, all that. So, knowing that there's a place I can do it from the trail. Hiawatha's only... Well, I think there's 2 ways into it. So I might take the further way into it. One's like 20, one's like 30. I think I might go for the 31 when I leave here. We'll see. It's raining those days or something, so whatever. Okay, let's try to do it right this time. I'm fairly certain that today is day 34. 33, I didn't record anything. I've been, hanging out in the cabin. Today is the solar eclipse. I tried to film it. But I just don't think it picks up on camera. Like, I noticed maybe a dim. Maybe it's dimmer right now. Let's switch view. Oh. You doing anything up there, son? Still look pretty round. Yes, I don't think my camera picks up anything. And, I'm not in totality by any means. It's kind of interesting that last time I was here, there was a solar eclipse as well. And it's going to be the last one in America for a couple of decades. I'd say enjoy it, but it's already long over by the time you see this. And I didn't notice anything, but I didn't have special glasses, and I ain't gonna look up at it. Come on, man. So if I couldn't see through my camera, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna see it. Unfortunately, I didn't get everything I wanted out of this nice cabin, man. I really enjoyed my stay. I am relaxed. I've taken 2 showers. Yeah, go figure. Did my laundry in the sink. They don't have Wi-Fi here, so that's unfortunate. I made all the movies I could, and erased all the old footage to make space, but I can't get anything out into the interweb, so that is unfortunate. It is what it is, man. We'll see how the next town goes. I need to find somewhere with some super fast, because I got a lot of them saved up, man. So many of them that, by normal speeds, it would be like 2 or 3 days of sitting somewhere, so I need something kind of fast. Figure it out. I know I have to do some sort of logistics. Like, I don't think there was any food in the NOC, was there? I remember there was like a slight shopping thing, but I don't think a place I want to resupply at, so I think I need to mail a box up to the NOC. Oh, speaking of mailed boxes, nobody can find the box that was sent here. So yeah, I'm gonna go up to the upstairs one more time, because Neil Gap is just up the way. Go up there. I got to get a pizza, because it's one of the few things to eat around here. Been eating nothing but microwave, or they're not microwave, just pizzas for the past few days. Not bad. I've lived off worse. And hopefully they have my box, but yeah, they haven't seen it yet. And I don't have any tracking numbers, so sorry, darling. I don't have it yet. I know it's not your fault. It's not my fault either. Both of us are innocent. We've tried. I'll keep trying, but they don't forward boxes or anything. So if it doesn't come in by today, it's never going to come in. So that's frustrating. Happens too often, man. So I'm hoping it's just sitting up there waiting for me. It was supposed to be in Friday, and today's Monday, so I'm iffy. But anyway, I just can kick it, relax the rest of the day. I've got no agendas, nothing to do. I was out here suntanning for a while. It was kind of nice. Tomorrow, back to hiking. I'm going to walk my happy ass up there and get a pizza. And hope for the box. Everybody cross your fingers. Thanks. Okay, some people are saying it hasn't happened yet, that it's supposed to happen at 3 o'clock. But, I was watching CNN, and they were doing a countdown. But that was technically for a different place. But the thing moves at like 1,500 miles an hour. The moon is pretty fast. Well, at least the shadow is. The moon is fast too. So I would assume, it'd be like about the time they were saying, hey, it's going to happen. It would be soon after that at least. But hell, what do I know? I'll keep looking outside. They're saying 3 o'clock. I'll check again at 3. I'm not feeling it though. Oh, and I did also take time to sew in little pieces of Velcro on the flaps on my rainfly, so that I can close that bad boy up. And, not all the way. They're just like 1.5 foot down from the top. Just cinch it there, and then hopefully I figure out the exact angles to hang it at to get those doors to overlap. Most times. I'll go with most times. We have some pretty big storms coming in. Like they're going through Texas real soon here, and they're talking softball-sized hail. I've never seen nothing like that. It'll be way weaker by the time it gets over here, but yeah, in the next few days they're calling for some pretty big storms through there. That is unfortunate. Because we're just gonna walk through it. What other choice do I have? I'm not gonna sit hunkered down forever, just riding out the eventuality. I'm gonna get rained on. This is the AT. She's the wet one. And when it's inevitable, you might as well pretend you're liking it. Do something, son. I think it did it already, man. Let's see what the locals up here say. Maybe everybody's gathering up here for a viewing party. Who knows? A lot of people are going up the hill.
Yeah, it is. I can see. I kind of did a quick glance, but don't look at it.
Don't look at it? Oh, okay.
I still can't really tell anything's going on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it is eclipsing right now. But I thought that earlier and it was clouds.
Yeah, I don't know. Shouldn't we be able to see like a little dark
You would think.
corner out of it?
You would think I
But
heard,
are we-
I heard we're gonna get like 80% totality out here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. What time is it supposed to go down?
Like 3 o'clock, or maybe just after 3. They're saying. So maybe this is just the very beginnings. We'll keep checking back. Day 35. Oh, it's gonna be a rough one for the next few days. It's going to rain all day, every day for the next 3 days. It's supposed to start sometime rather soon. It's like 3 a.m., of course. And I'm thinking about not leaving here for a while. I don't have to leave here till 11. I was going to leave like rather soon, but I see that it's supposed to start raining in the next hour, like 80% chance. 3 raindrops on the cloud, not just 1, 3. Ooh. But I'm not in the mood to be wet and cold, so there's that. But it's inevitable. It's 3 days of it. So, yeah. So I'm just going to make my way to Hachita, I think the next town is. I don't know. That might be another trail, but something that sounds like Hachita. But it's not Hachita. Hacienda, no. Tehachapi. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. There's a ha in it. And that's where we're going. Ha! I think I might have to buy resupply there and send it to the NOC. I don't remember the NOC having food. I think I mailed a box there last time, so I'm probably going to do it this time too. So I'm kind of guess my way through that. Not sure how much food I'll need, but that's the next town's problem. Let's see if I can even make it there. You know, every shelter will be completely filled up with people who don't want to get wet, who are already wet. So I have no desire, plans to stay in any shelters, but I'm going to need to find somewhere to stay, batten down the hatches. I put new Velcro on my rainfly so it'll stay more closed, so at least I got that done. Very rested and relaxed. Great for these 2 days off, man. I just wish it would have rained on these 2 days, you know. Hey, it is what it is. We'll see if I get my happy ass out there before the sun comes up, or if I just wait and let it rain when the sun's, well, warming things up, not necessarily shining. See you on trail. Well, hell, man. I'm missing a very important piece of equipment. I cannot find it anywhere. I lost my pipe. I have no idea. Now I gotta wait for these guys to wake up. I let other hikers stay with me every night. Maybe they borrowed it and took it to bed with them or something, so now I gotta wait for them to wake up so I can see if they know where it's at. But I've searched everything, taken my pack completely apart, taken every piece of clothing out of it. You know, like I do not have it. I've searched every little crook, cranny, and nook. No, it's not here anywhere. Fuck. Sucks to have safety supplies, but nothing to use them in. You know, with it being rainy, I was gonna help my mood. I mean, it's not rainy yet, but it's gonna be for like 3 days. So, fuck, I'm just hanging out here, man, until these guys wake up, and maybe they know, and then if not, hey, just get a late start. No big deal. But damn, I need that thing. Rawr. Hate when I lose shit. It is a crap day out. I haven't found my piece, so I didn't leave. I wanted everybody to wake up so I could be like, hey, did you accidentally? And no, nobody has it. They've helped me look around, but I've torn this place apart. I've got no idea. None. But I need to take a break anyway, bring my tolerance down, so, you know, there's the bright side. This is not the bright side, though. You know, we're walking through this for like 3 days, but at least it's not freezing cold rain, it's just coldish rain. But I'm going to stay here until I have to leave, because I don't want to walk in it. To be honest, I don't. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Oh, looks a little bit better. It is a much brighter day, and the hike is saved. It had rolled off the bed, and it went in the vent in the floor. But it didn't fall through. It was just in the fins. And so it was just flush, and I couldn't look down into it because it's behind the bed. But I was on my hands and knees, army crawling all over the place like a tweaker looking for a rock and some shag carpeting. And pa-chow, I got it. Okay, it all pays off in the end. I don't care if I got to walk through stupid rain right now because I'm super safe. Let's celebrate. I spent 6 hours looking for that thing. And I'm glad I did, actually. Well, not just because I found it, because this was way crappier a few hours ago. Now it just seems like a mild annoyance, but earlier I was kind of dreading it. I thought it was. It's just all gray and misty and wet and cold. But it's still going to be all of those things. But, you know, at least it fools my senses into thinking it's not so bad when I head out. By the time I get out, it's too late to turn around because who the hell backtracks unless you're on the wrong trail going the wrong way. But yeah, I think I'm mentally prepared now to go walking this. Don't wanna, but I'm gonna. And we're off. Headed in to return my key because I don't like having keys. That means responsibility. I'm about to get rid of that responsibility. Thank you so much, darling, for getting me this place. 2 days off is what the doctor ordered. We all wish I could have got more done, but hey, things are what they are. I'm not going to dwell on it. Let's go get moist. Orange Kitty is annoyed. He's not happy with the rain. I know. Son of a bitch. He was forced to get love because he didn't want to walk out into it. But it's barely sprinkling now, man. You can do it. Okay. I ain't going to force you. And we're off. It's barely down to a mild sprinkle right now. All right, so my box did come in. I came by and I checked, and boom, it was here. And since it was signed Frog Legs, I shall refer to you as Frog Legs because that's so much easier to remember. But I mean, I don't even thank you isn't even the words I'm looking for. Like, I can tell by the items in there that you really pay attention when you're watching my videos, man. You know all the shit I like the fact that I like, you know, maple oatmeal with a regular oatmeal. So she sent me 5 of each, you know, like to mix them together. The cocoa I put in my coffee, the breakfast essentials. The only thing that's wrong is she sent some condoms and they weren't magnums, you know. But hey, you know, I don't expect you to know everything about me. YouTube limits me. But no, everything was like catered to my tastes. I can tell you pay attention. That was very touching. Although now my backpack weighs a ton. Thanks a lot. There was even stuff for my hair because, like, you know, my hair's pretty dead. It needs some help. So there's this packet. I don't know what it does yet, you know, but it's supposed to do it in just one. It's supposed to make my hair all luxurious. So, no, I would not lug hair care products with me, but I freaking am. And a little bit of cushy goodness. Some strawberry. One of them little tiny ones. And some other stuff, but we can only talk about so much. But we're saving that for a shelter. We're going to cheat that thing out, man. And then throw a fake turd on the floor and make everybody squeal. Can't wait to use one of those. It's timing now. You can't just go chuck your turd out. I'd really love to be like the only one in a shelter and know people are coming to it. So I can chuck it down in the corner and have my pants halfway down. And when they come around the corner and see me, I look scared, pull my pants up and run away, and just don't come back. Because I can pretty much guarantee if there was a ghost deuce in there like that thing looks, nobody would sleep in that shelter at all. I bet I could keep it all to myself. I want to experiment with this. Although on a rainy night, I bet you they'd all get right close to it just as long as they didn't touch it. Nobody'd want to be the closest one to it. But how desperate people are to get out of the rain. It's kind of beautiful though, isn't it? And not freezing cold, so it's not horrible. Yet. Let's get some miles on, man. I'm in a great mood. Everything works out in the end. Oh, and the other day we ran into somebody, a blast from the past, Dr. Doolittle. We hiked with her back on the PCT back in 2018. We've been friends ever since. But she was going to do the CDT, but the Gila River is at lethal levels. She was like, screw that, man. I don't feel like waiting around. Because last time I had to wait around for a couple weeks. I mean, I happened to be injured at the same time, but it took a couple weeks for that thing to come down to passable levels. How everything works out. See, I got wounded and the river slowed down. This morning, I lost my pipe and I looked for that thing for 6 solid hours, man, tearing everything apart. I went through everything except that floor vent. But had that not slowed me down, I wouldn't have got my package. What a lovely package. I mean, really, you have no idea the amount of thought put in it. I could tell with like literally every little thing in there. Like, this is especially for me. Whew. It's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. Definitely didn't need this much food at this point, but I'm happy to have it. Too much good stuff to leave behind. Whew. So I can handle this all day. I just don't want any downpours. But this storm, when it was going through Texas, was dropping off, what did they say, softball size hail. Softballs are huge. Or is it tennis ball? It's the huge. That would pummel me to death. Not that they would be this bad when they got out here, but that still shows the veracity of the storm. It's supposed to rain for the next 3 days, so I don't know which one is it. Is it this one? This is the one coming later. Hopefully it happened while I'm sleeping, man. Storm all you want as long as I'm snoozing through it. Had time to set up beforehand. I'm in there all dry, drinking some cocoa. I got no complaints. And now I can seal my door flap shut. So it should be even better. Kind of excited to test that out. I haven't really done it yet. I set it up between some chairs in the cabin, but you know, it's just not the same. Smooth. Real smooth. She also got me a little glow-in-the-dark bracelet. I'm not glow-in-the-dark, but it lights up. It's so you don't lose your dumb pet. That's what it is. Pretty sure. I saw some of these in like an REI and they lit up and I got all excited about them. I don't know if that's where she got the idea, but I'm guessing. Powdered milk, like individually, like a little bag of powdered milk. Because when I want to buy powdered milk, they want to sell me like 4 quarts at a time. I don't need 4 quarts of powdered milk, but I got powdered milk. Now I got some powdered milk. I mean, she said everything. Everything. Like, I was going through it and I'm like, how? It's not like I made a list on a video. Like, I like this, I like that. You know, I just mentioned shit randomly. And she compiled it all together. She's got a list. But thanks, man. I'm digging the fuck out of it. Can't wait to play with my bracelet tonight. So I don't get lost. I always know where my hand is. Sometimes I forget. I wake up and I can't feel it. I'm not sure it's still there. Now I'll know. So the day got even more pleasant. I'm assuming it'll take a turn for the worse, but I was able to, you know, take off all the plastic and stuff. Anything behind? No. And I'm having just a groovy little walk. Enjoyed it. Everything looks a little better wet. Let me flip around. You don't need to be looking at me. I mean, doesn't everything look a little better? It's a little prettier today. Moisten them trees up. Get them rocks wet over there. A little bit of haze going on. I'm digging it. Birds are digging it too. Orange Kitty wasn't happy with it, but he's kind of a jerk of a cat. He knows he's famous, see? That's what it is. He's like, I am so much more popular than you will ever be, Mr. Worm Man. Wasn't even all that soft. Not like that hiker kitty in that hostel about a month ago. Should have taken that kitty. It was tiny. She would have fit my pack. I'd carry her. Just surveying the map a bit, you know, not studying too close, but just looking at the mountain ranges on the topographical lines. And it looks like more or less ridge walking most of the day, as far as I looked. I'm down with that, man. I'd have been a little worried maybe if I knew that and I was going in this is raining. I'm like, I don't want to be up on a ridge when it's raining. But if it's just raining, you know, Some of that straight down rain, that's not a problem. It's that 60-mile-an-hour sideways rain. Look how low the clouds are. There's little pockets of them I can see every once in a while. I'm kind of in one, I guess, but not as thick as that. Those people down in that have no idea what a good day it is up here. At least I'm having a stellar day. It was really nice sitting on my duff for 2 days, like literally nothing to do. Just sit there and on my balcony, got a little sun. Barely had any service. I couldn't get much done that ways. It was nice. I got all my chores done early. Able to sew up some stuff. Even having other people over made it a little more hectic. There's interaction and involvement. I can only have my stuff spread out so much. Like, I had a full-on pack explosion in multiple rooms, and I invited those two over. But they look kind of needy, and I knew it was going to be a colder, wetter night. And they seem kind of like me, the poorer spectrum of hikers. I met them early on. I saw them. We didn't interact, but I noticed. They stand out from the other hikers. So, I went over and offered. And at first they turned it down. And then after chatting, they turned their mind. They changed their minds. How can you turn down a free room, man? Got your own bedroom and shit. You don't get that very often. It's luxury right there. Tried to watch the eclipse, but I didn't really notice much more. Could have been behind the wispy little clouds, but I didn't notice much. If anything, I couldn't tell if it was happening or not. A little disappointed by that, but that's okay. That's pretty much exactly how the last one was for me too. Eclipses don't really excite me all that much. And that's kind of cool. How rare it would be to have a moon that size, that distance away to block the sun fully. It's not going to happen very often on many planets. One in the solar system, but even other planets, it'd be a rare event to have your moon the perfect size, perfect distance to block out the sun. But still doesn't excite me all that much. I guess lunar eclipses are cooler because you can look at them. You can tell stuff's going on. Something is eating the moon. Quick, sacrifice a virgin. The good old days. I was all worried today was going to be a crappy day. What a turnaround. Still above the clouds, some of them. It spits rain every once in a while for a couple minutes and stops. I fell for it and put my plastic back on. Pretty much as soon as I did, it stopped. But it was coming down pretty good, and I was like, I don't want to be wet. But it was just toying with me. I've already seen other people out here, though, so not everybody's hiding. But you have a tendency, especially in the beginning of these trails, when a storm is coming, you're like, I'm getting the fuck off the trail. I mean, I avoid them if I can, but I don't put a whole lot of special effort into avoiding them. But I try in my own ways. But if not, I just redirect the storm a little bit so that I just get hit by the edges. I don't mind getting hit by a little of the edge because I want to taste the storm a little bit so I can appreciate what I didn't deal with. But I try not to let storms hit me fully. Sometimes they sneak up on me, man. Don't have time to work my mojo on them. All these hills hide clouds. I guess the good thing is there's no leaves yet to tree pea, because, you know, if this was 3 weeks from now or so, it'd still be dripping like it was raining. It's hard to tell when it stops. It's to get from being in a trail tree. Yeah, it's like its base just exploded, but the rest of it's just chilling there. It's kind of odd. Get out of my way. As soon as I take everything off, it starts spitting at me again. That's how the game is played. It's just waiting for me to put my jacket back on, and it will stop instantly. These Walmart shoes are still holding up really well. Still got good traction tread on them. I feel pretty confident. I mean, this rock isn't necessarily smooth, but it's still wet, decently polished by bajillions of shoes. Man, my pinkies haven't even eaten through on them yet. Oh, that happens in like 300 miles. I start seeing some wear and tear on the pinkies. You really want me to put my jacket on, don't you? Why? Because you're just going to make me take it off again. Don't play with my emotions. The blazes are just running amok here. We got that one. Then we got that one. Okay, we're headed this way. We got this kind of fade one. And then boom, over there, over there, over there. Or over here, over there right on the tree. Down there on the rock. It ends. Down there on the rock. Back over to the tree. They're just everywhere, going any which way they feel like going, man. Blaze Central. I'm liking you. Ooh, I didn't even know it. I just passed some hikers and asked them where they were headed. And they said there's a shelter at 1.2 miles. And I was like, there is not. The nearest one's like 6 miles away. And he was like, nope, it's been like 1.5 miles off trail, though. So I had to like zoom way out. And I was like, holy shit, yeah, look, there is a shelter way out there. 1.5 miles uphill. Well, I never would have noticed it. I'm not doing 3 miles round trip to sleep. Especially no uphill. Maybe it was completely level for the 1.5. Maybe had a moving sidewalk. Scantily clad maidens handing out free beers. Hey, yeah, I'd be tempted. No, I'm just going to wander for a while and throw down where it looks like it's good to throw down. There'll be plenty of campsites. I don't necessarily need to get to a shelter. Shelters generally have water and a picnic table, but the picnic table is going to be wet, so I wouldn't utilize it anyway. And any day that is more than moist, they're already right now in the shelter, filled up, laying down to each other, next to each other, butt to nut, huddled, kind of scared. I heard it's going to rain for 3 whole days. Let's get an Uber. You can only imagine. Like so far as rain goes, this has been pretty pleasant. This morning would have been inconvenient, cold, wet, can't see very far, but you know, that's what happens when you go out into a storm at 4 a.m. Luckily, my pipe was smarter than I am and it hid itself, knowing that I wouldn't leave without him. He's like, I'm one of the few pieces that are irreplaceable. I could replace it, but be an inefficient replacement, which is not a replacement. I just passed a blind hiker. He was going all slow, there's some girl behind him. I don't know if she's with him or not. But they're moving so slow, like we're talking less than a mile an hour. And they haven't responded to any of my clicking on the rocks and stuff. Looked over their shoulder, moved over to the side. Most people do. You don't have to say anything. I was like, hey, can I get by? The guy's like, yes, sorry, I'm blind, but I know there's a cliff here and I don't want to fall off it. I was like, oh no, I can totally respect that, man. I'm like, well then you're doing a great job. You haven't fallen off a cliff yet. Goal achieved. I can respect that, man, but sounds terrifying to hike in the dark. I mean, in the blind. Let's be on the dark. Perpetual darkness. I'm assuming he has limited sight. He knew there was a cliff, but he didn't look at me. His eyes never looked at me while he was talking to me, so that kind of gave me the hint he was blind. And then he said it, and I didn't need the hint anymore. Huh. I wonder if I'm climbing this or going around the side. Let's find out. Oh, hikers everywhere. There's a shuttle came in, picked some of them up, and I think others are waiting for another shuttle. Ran into the people that stayed at my place last night. Don't remember the girl's name. The guy's calling himself Tobacco. He sounds just like Otto, the school bus driver that says, hey man, how you doing? Well, they call them fingers, but I've never seen them fing. But he didn't know he sounded like Otto. I told him it was a surprise to him. But yeah, he's a dead ringer. When I heard him at the first camp, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, that sounds like Otto. Okay, so it got colder. Skies are a little darker. Unfortunately, I'm going up on a ridge walk for the next 6 miles. So I might actually end up at that shelter because it is at least down off the ridge on the little blue line. Because I don't want to be on the ridge. If there's a campsite just down the ridge a little bit, that'd be pretty cool. But no ridge. Oh, been doing a pretty steep uphill up some rocks. And I don't use my poles nearly as much as the big rock. But I just found me a rubber tip. That changes everything. I only really need one. 2 would be nice, but I just need one. Hey, I'm only halfway up this uphill too. Nice and steep. This spot has a little camera icon on the map. Like, here you go, enjoy your view. Like, wow, man. Wow, look, I was over there not too long ago. Somewhere. Well, that was a mighty fine view, wasn't it? At least I'm above some of the clouds. You can't rain on me from down there. Here we are at Hog Pen Gap. Right here, a lot of these are named after hog pens and such because they used to let their hogs roam wild and eat the acorns to fatten up. That's at least what I was told. Sounds like free food. Pigs are kind of magical. They're garbage and turn it into bacon. Nobody likes acorns. Eat those things up, turn it into bacon. Now slab of ham. Oh, water. I need that. Kind of hoping there'd be a a leader or two just sitting around here, but I guess not. I guess I'll have to forage for myself. Hell, any port in a storm, huh? Just chilling here for a few minutes. It's not raining real hard, but man, it's getting cold. I'm thinking about setting up somewhere soon, like find the next decent spot and be like, ah, good enough. Nice to find something like right around here before I go up that hill there. I decided, screw it, I'm setting up early. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock on the dot, 4:01. Alright, my door closes better, look at that. A little piece of Velcro right up there on the top. But yeah, the temperature dropped. It's still raining just as much as it was. Not a whole lot, enough to keep you wet. But the wind kicked in, the temperature dropped, and my fingers started hurting. And I'm like, fuck, it's 4. I mean, what can I get? A couple more miles before the sun goes down, and the colder it gets, the more likely it is to squeeze water out of the clouds. So I'm like, I'm done. It's a pretty big campsite. I'm assuming that others come along behind me will be like, oh, somebody set up. We're going to do the same thing, because, yeah, it'd be the smart thing to do in this case. There's just more elevation in front of me. I can deal with that tomorrow. Hopefully it's less cold. I don't expect it to be warm. We got rain, but that's the AT. She's a wet beast. I'm probably going to have to run back to the water source. It's only like a quarter-mile back tops. I only grabbed a leader because I was thinking, I'll carry on. But yeah, it is. Every time it ends up raining and I end up hiding, I only have a leader on me tops. At least it's not flavored this time. Well, it does have a little vinegary taste to it. Frog Leg sent me a little bit of vinegar to clean out my filter. It doesn't seem to have done much, but yeah, I tried. Squeezed it through full strength, squeezed some through like watered down, and then squeezed more water through it, but there's still a little vinegar taste in my water. But that's cool. Vinegar's good for you, man. I've done vinegar shots before. I'm just going to sit here and chill for a minute. Well, try to get warm for a minute, and then head back down to that water source. I'm enjoying myself a nice cup of hot cocoa right now, and Frog Legs also sent us some gourmet freaking dinners. Tonight we're gonna have Dottie's chicken and dumplings. Oh yeah, this is a nice hefty bag too. I've had these packet gourmets before. It's been a few years, but all of them I tried were freaking awesome. They've got all sorts of goodies in this bag, all sorts of condiments to go with it and whatnot. But it was good tasting food as far as I remember, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm really glad I stopped. It's cold, man, and everybody else is heading up that hill towards a shelter that's already filled with people. Everybody has this urge to get to shelters, and they're convenient and whatnot. The one guy that I was talking to, he expected that they all had covered porches on them. I was like, there's no use going to shelter. He's like, well, they have a picnic table. I was like, well, that's what you're not going to use it. Like, oh no, they keep them under covered porches. It's like, what fucking trail are you hiking, dog? I mean, some of them randomly here and there do, but don't expect it to be a staple. But he's like, I saw one. Well, fuck, we've passed like 9 shelters already. I've seen a lot of shit already, man. But, yeah, don't expect that table to be dry. But, hey, if you're walking 6 miles for a dry table, man, you'll sit at a wet one. When you get there, you're like, fuck it, good enough. Slowly filtering my water. Slowly, drip, drip, drip. That had a lot of dirt in it, so I'm totally going to have to back flush. I was scooping it out of a puddle. It wasn't flowing by any means. All right, let's get comfortable, have a little safety meeting, and cook up some chicken and dumplings, man. Kind of excited. Man, it is rough out there. Glad I'm not in that. It's not raining hard, but these freight train winds keep coming through. Afraid they're going to uproot everything, but my stakes are in deep. I just checked a minute ago. They're not moving anywhere. But, wind. So that meal was excellent. I wish there was 2 of them. Well, I mean, I have 4 of them, but I wish it was double-sized. I'm finally getting some hiker hunger going on. When I went down to get a pizza the other day, there was half a pizza that the hikers couldn't eat because they ordered 2 of them. They had half left over, and I ate mine and theirs. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So I'm just going to hide here. I'm going to hope tomorrow's a better day. I mean, it's going to rain and stuff, but hopefully it's a little warmer, maybe a little less windy. But I'll at least get some miles now that I have all this food on my back. Because at first it was I needed to make it Hiawassee in 2 nights because I only had 1 dinner.
You know, so I was like, okay, I can make that. It's, you know, 20 or 30 miles depending on which road. But now I'm like, man, I can take my time. If I only feel like doing a few miles and hide from a storm, fuck, why not, man? You know, I'll hike in some of it, but yeah, I'm willing to throw down early and just relax in my little cocoon. Yeah. I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night. Well, I just made the mistake of checking the weather. Should never really do that. It freaks you out, man. So, starting tonight, I mean, the next 3 days, counting today, are going to be very wet. But tomorrow, 2 inches is going to start falling. Well, sometime tonight it's predicted to start falling, but 2 inches, man. Doesn't sound like a lot until you're walking through it. Man, that's a lot of rain. Too late now, I'm stuck in it, yeah. Not much I can do but walk on. Man. But, okay, yeah, there is a caveat. You know, we're going to suffer a little bit. It's going to be a little cold, a lot wet. But in another, like, 6 days, it's going to be all the way up to 80 degrees. So, okay, we're on our way, man. Spring is around the corner. I'm just holding out. This is the last little cold spell. Everything will be groovy after that. There'll still be plenty of water, but it'll be warm rain. That really matters. No, yeah, I was hearing shit, but it's just fat raindrops. Thought it was somebody walking up on me. I was like, are those footsteps? But it's just paranoia. Man, I'm cozy in this little thing now. As long as this tarp doesn't get ripped off of me, I'm good. Man, I got it tied to some trees and staked in deep, and those things haven't moved at all, so I'm pretty confident. But with 2 inches of rain, I have to imagine comes a lot of wind. Oh, man. Oh, well, adventure or something. Okay, now, I'll see you guys in the morning.